This is why I pull off my strawberry flowers despite it being heartbreaking. When I got these, each of these plants already had multiple flowers, but they were still really small. Smaller plants like these means that there hasn't been that much root establishment yet. What we want is a large root system to be able to grow these big leaves. More foliage and bigger leaves equals bigger strawberries. And here's proof that this works. You see all these new leaves coming in? These are only here because I plucked off this fruit. If I allowed them to stay on, the plant would focus on growing those strawberries and going to seed rather than these big leaves. So by pulling them off, you can trick your plant into producing more foliage for you. The proof is in the pudding. These have doubled in size since I've gotten them. This photo is 3 weeks old. I promise you this works. Now let's talk about being scared to pull flowers off because you think you're not going to get a harvest. That's not true. Both your June-bearing and ever-bearing varieties are going to come back year after year. There's a common misconception that only ever-bearing comes back. The only difference between ever-bearing and June-bearing in this case is that ever-bearing is going to give you a harvest throughout spring and summer. June-bearing is only going to give you a harvest around June. You're only going to get one harvest. Ever-bearing allows for continuous harvesting, but they both come back every year. They're perennials. This is why some gardeners and farmers recommend not allowing your plant to fruit for the first year. This more specifically helps with those June-bearing varieties because you only get one harvest a year. You're going to want it to be big. Pretty much the second your plant signals that it has fruit, it's not going to focus on any of these leaves or that root system as much anymore. They'll still grow a little bit, but it won't grow as much as it would if you had no fruit on your plant. Here's one right here, so I'm going to pull that off. I'm completely okay with not getting any fruit this year because once these start putting off runners and things like that, I will be able to multiply these plants and I will have a huge harvest next year. It's going to be worth it.